Good morning. I'm Stephen Toop, and I have the pleasure of serving as President and Vice Chancellor of UBC. Every year at Congregation, UBC has the honor of bestowing honorary degrees upon individuals who, in the opinion of the university community, have fit the criteria of excellence and eminence in their chosen field. Nancy Jean Turner is one of those individuals, and I invite her now to step forward to receive her honorary degree. Madam Chancellor, to her colleagues, Nancy Turner is synonymous with the field of ethnobotany, the study of the relationship between people and plants. But to the many elders and youth in British Columbia's First Nations communities with whom Professor Turner has worked over the past 3 decades, she also personifies the best in human relationships, ones that are deeply rooted in mutual respect and understanding. Professor Turner is recognized worldwide for her pioneering work in documenting the traditional use of plants among Aboriginal peoples, and for her tireless efforts in ensuring the continuity of that knowledge in these communities. Through her work, Professor Turner has provided extraordinarily rich accounts of the lives, loves, fears, and joys of different cultures that may otherwise have been lost forever. Known for her enormous energy and subtle charm, she's been called an anthropological magician with an ability to incite curiosity and excitement from those around her. But perhaps she can be most aptly described as a citizen scientist who embodies a commitment to scientific rigor, respectful collaboration, and community betterment. Professor Turner was elected to the Royal Society of Canada and appointed to the Order of British Columbia in 1999. In 2009, she was appointed to the Order of Canada. Her long and intimate involvement with scholarship here at UBC, starting with her doctoral studies here in the 1970s, has benefited students and colleagues alike. Madam Chancellor, for building relationships between people and the environment and between diverse peoples, I ask you to confer the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, upon Nancy Jean Turner.
By authority of the Senate of this university, I confer upon you, Nancy Jean Turner, the title and degree Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
It now gives me great pleasure to ask Dr. Turner to say a few words.
Chancellor Morgan Sylvester, President Toop, respected elders, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, parents, children, friends, families, and most of all, graduating students of the University of British Columbia. I'm so happy to be here with you today and feel deeply honored. Thank you for your kind recognition of my work, which I really don't call work at all. I'm grateful and humbled to receive this degree. I know I'm in good company, and I'm very happy that my own doctoral supervisor, Dr. Roy Taylor, and his wife, Dr. Janet Taylor, are here today. Roy is also an honorary recipient of a doctoral degree at UBC, and he and many other wonderful botanists at UBC have been my mentors for many, many years. Today, I would like to share a few thoughts with you about the importance of plants in our lives. However, I begin by acknowledging the Musqueam First Nation, on whose traditional territory this university is situated, and who have been caretakers of these lands and waters for countless generations. I would also like to pay tribute to the other First Nations of British Columbia and Canada, whose collective knowledge and wisdom around plants and environments I have been learning from over the course of my lifetime. I'm especially pleased to have my friend, teacher, and advisor, Dr. Richard Atleo, Hereditary Chief Umik of the Ahousaht First Nation, here today. British Columbia is truly one of the best places to live in the world. But I would venture to say many of us take our province, its environments, and its Indigenous cultures for granted. It is easy in our modern urbanized societies, where we can buy just about anything we need at a local store, to forget just how dependent we are on the natural world. We assume that all we need to survive are the buildings, cars, highways, electrical outlets, and diverse gadgets we use, and the food we purchase in stores and restaurants. It is, in fact, the green plants and algae and some bacteria of the world that keep us alive. We humans rely completely on our forests and prairies, intact river estuaries, eelgrass meadows, and kelp beds, and yes, on our farms and gardens, any places covered with green foliage, to provide us with the real necessities of life. Just think for a moment about that miraculous process known to botanists as photosynthesis. Essentially, what it means is that green plants eat light. And by being able to capture that sun's energy and transform it into carbohydrates and other organic molecules, plants are the very key to other life on Earth. Not only their ability to sequester energy, but oxygen, the byproduct of this process, is of course fundamental to almost all life. You would never know, listening to the discourse in the political arena, that plants are so crucially important to our survival. In fact, plants barely seem to touch the radar of any political debates. And neither do the special places that support the Earth's diversity of green things and the creatures that depend on them. As well as oxygen and a wonderful array of foods, from strawberries to asparagus, that are the gifts of green plants, they provide us with wood, fiber, oils, resins, and myriad other products that we enjoy every day. And plants are also the basis of the majority of medicines people use around the world. As an ethnobotanist, I've come to understand that people of virtually every Indigenous and local culture hold immense knowledge about the practical importance of the plants in their world, and many have, as well, a worldview that embraces trees and other plants as our relatives, generous relatives indeed. Like any relatives, they believe, we have a responsibility to care for these beings just as they provide for us. Locally, regionally, and internationally, humanity is facing unprecedented losses of this place-based cultural knowledge, including botanical knowledge. Furthermore, cultural diversity is eroding as represented by language extinctions, for example, in tandem with massive declines in global biodiversity. This means that the very societies and ways of knowing that can remind us that plants are far more than just objects that we can destroy without thought are seriously endangered. Fortunately, both plants and people are amazingly adaptable and resilient. For plants, well, it is part of the miracle of their lives that they can regenerate themselves given time, space, and opportunity. Think of a bulb, say of a camas lily, and what it represents. The ability to actually regenerate itself, growing to maturity, flowering, fruiting, and bearing hundreds of seeds, each with the capability of germinating into a new plant that can itself eat light and reproduce itself for countless generations. A light bulb is a pretty amazing product of human ingenuity and always symbolizes a good idea, but in reality, it's nothing compared with a plant bulb when it comes to a good idea. It certainly can't make infinite numbers of new light bulbs. Although we humans have caused plenty of destruction and have put ourselves and the other species of the planet in peril from our carelessness, in the true sense of the word, it's not too late. We are capable of changing our attitudes and destructive behaviors through transformative education, guided by careful planning, policy implementation, and good leadership. This is a thought I want to leave you with today. As educated and engaged people, starting out in your careers, you can become leaders in a changing paradigm, one in which we start to recognize and give real value and priority to the life-giving plants and habitats of the planet, and support to the peoples who embrace these values. You can help guide us to walk more lightly on the earth and to make our world a healthier, more productive, and truly a richer place, because our wealth is not in cars and objects of manufacture, but in the diversity of green plants that are indeed the gift of life. Thank you. Congratulations to each and every one of you for all you have accomplished. And I wish you well on your journeys and in applying the knowledge you have gained to truly make a difference in the world. Thank you.